Hey guys, welcome back to episode 24 of the BMW M Coupe project, and today we can finally start sanding the car. I'm gonna sand out what I originally put onto the car through the spray cans, so that was essentially the self-etching primer, the filler primer, along with the automotive primer. As you can see, I'm gonna put on screen right now, you can see these are pretty much the layers that I'm gonna work through. The lightest color of primer, that is the automotive primer or filler primer, and after underneath that, the green part, that is the self-etching primer, then we got my black paint. So my goal is to pretty much remove everything that I have laid on the car so that once we lay down the foundation for the primer of the new paint, they'll be good to go. With that being said, I do want to thank my friend Oscar, who owns a body shop that I'm at called Oda Auto Works. They're a body shop located in Covina, California, so if you need any body work or anything in regards to collision repair, they are the guys to go to. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right. All right, so the first panel I'm gonna work with is the hood, and I'm gonna zoom up now so you guys can see what I'm actually working with. This is the entire panel. We sprayed a little bit of guide coat on there, but essentially my goal is to remove everything that I put onto the car, and after that, it should be good to go. I'm using this machine Oscar lent me. It's a really nice sander that also sucks in the dust too, so it's not gonna get everywhere too. So it's actually pretty interesting working at a body shop for the first time too, compared to working like in my garage or in like a warehouse space, you know, where it's like you have all the basic tools, but now you actually got like body shop grade stuff too. This is crazy. So let's go ahead and get started on the hood. I'm pretty much halfway done with the hood. I essentially sanded everything down, so primer and the self-etching primer that I put on the car with rattle cans is now off. Now it's time for me to essentially move on to the other side. All right, so before I actually start on this side of the hood, I'm gonna point out on how it looks right now. I think it was really interesting how you can see the layers of everything, right? First, you have over here, this is going to be the filler primer along with the automotive primer. And then just right next to it, you can see this gray area over here. That is the self-etching primer. And after that, that's the black paint or the clear coat and then the black paint. But once you go past the black paint, as you can see, this is bare metal right here. Right under the paint is the primer. So you can see all the layers that are added on top. I'm also using, there's no sandpaper on this. I'm using 150 grit. I think I should wear a mask to do this, but there's a vacuum on this that sucks up all the dust, so it's not as bad. Dude, this thing is a game changer, though, I'm gonna admit. Compared to using the the one that requires the air compressor, the air powered one, where there's no vacuum on it, man, it got so messy. Despite the fact that I'm outside, it is significantly cleaner. The fact that this has a little vacuum on it sucking up all the dust, which is an absolute game changer, I would say. Now I'm gonna start sanding this side, and hopefully I can finish the hood by today and start again the next day. Problem with trying to expose properly. Okay, looks like it's properly exposed. Okay, anyways, front hood is now finished done sanding. I think I need to do some bits by hand, which I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna basically put on camera right now a few different angles for how it currently looks. And as you can see, there's the clear coat, there's the paint, the self-etching primer, and then there's the metal. I pretty much cleared off all of the stuff that I added on with the spray cans earlier, back there before I was wrapping. I basically worked on this car for like 6 hours straight. So I'm gonna clap now, and it's gonna fast forward to the next day. All right, so it's the next day, and I was looking through the hood again, and I think I've noticed that there was a few spots that I missed, and I didn't get off the self-etching primer that I put on completely. So I'm gonna remove those spots. I actually put a little piece of tape over there to kind of signify that, you know, those are the spots I missed. I'm gonna go grab the sander, and I'm gonna sand away those. So let's get started. Oh. I also realized I didn't make an explanation for what I was saying, for what I see and how I was able to point everything out. So if you look over here, you can see that there is a green on top of the cloudy black over here before the paint. And so that means there's self-etching primer on top of the clear coat. Now I'm gonna resume and clean this all off. Anyways, okay, so now that the hood is done, so my goal is to sand down this door and move on to the next door, and then I think we should go buy primer. Let's go ahead and get sanding. So I sanded down a bit of the door, and as you can see over here, there is the primer that I put on. Then right next to it is the self-etching primer. Then you can see this black gray area again. That is going to be the clear coat. Then underneath that, where it's darker black, that is the black paint. And underneath that is the primer, and underneath the primer should be metal. So I'm gonna continue sanding, and I'm gonna do a little time lapse so you can see it. But I just want to point that out so that you guys can see what I'm working with. All right, so as you can see, the door is now done. Finished sanding that. I definitely messed up and got a little bit of the beam underneath. I basically sanded that when I was using the sander. That was definitely a mistake that I'm not gonna make on the other side. Anyways, now I'm gonna start sanding the other side. So let's see how far we can get. So now the hood and now the door, both sides of the doors are now done being sanded. I might have to do some minute stuff with my hand, but man, I am beat. I'm super beat. I will say I've been making pretty quick progress so far. It's only been 2 weeks and the car's been disassembled, and the front hood and the front doors are pretty much done sanding. I also want to give a shout out to my friend David, Mr. Sexy S2K, who called me out for being lazy and not wearing a respirator. He said that I should prioritize my health, and he is right, and it's also biblical. So I'm gonna start wearing my respirator from now on, just even if I don't really feel it, because the vacuum on the sander is actually helping out a lot, or helping out big time. Oscar says the bag is full and it hasn't been doing its full job, but it's still helping out quite a bit. Even then, I'm just gonna put the respirator on just in case for my own personal health. But now I'm gonna clap now, so I'm gonna fast forward to the next day. So it's actually been 1 week, not the next day, and well, it's been a long week. There's a lot of things I had to do in regards to my personal life too. And as you can tell, I'm starting to stress out now. You can tell the acne breaking out on my face. I'm really starting to feel the pressure from everything. Sometimes I feel like I should start vlogging about all the stuff I'm doing in my own personal life too, but I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. So anyways, I only have around like 2 hours to work on the car right now, or at least at this moment. So my current goal is to just pretty much finish sanding off the rear quarter panel on the driver's side. I'm gonna see how far I can get today. Let's get started. All right, so I pretty much finished sanding the rear quarter panel on the driver's side, and upon sanding the car, I noticed that there is Bondo. This is, I believe this is Bondo. I'll probably just reconfirm this later, but seems like there was bodywork done to repair like a dent or something over here on this side. As you can see, where there's metal, there's like this goop that's basically this lighter color of green. That for sure is not the factory primer. As you can see, the color difference over here. I'm just gonna put on a screen right now. That's news to me, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm probably gonna have to consult Oscar to see if I actually have to remove this entirely before painting over this, or if it's just fine to just spray over. Oscar did in fact tell me I should take all the Bondo off, so I'm gonna do that real quick. I tried my best to remove as much of the Bondo as I could. I think this is the best that I could do. These are just dents. We're probably gonna have to fill this in later, and then, you know, smoothing it and sand it. I had no clue about this being Bondoed or repaired, and obviously it's not on Carfax either. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna call that an episode. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.